So, I watched the MCU version of Marvel Zombies, and I thought it was mid. Marvel Zombies is an Elseworlds story Marvel did in collaboration with Robert Kirkman back in the early 2000s to pretty great success. It's not really my thing, I find it a little too edgy for my taste, but I love the art style, and Zombie Spider-Man was the source of nightmares for me as a kid. This animated series isn't a direct adaptation of the comic run, it's more of a continuation of the What If episode from a few years ago. And as stated earlier, I didn't really like this show. I found it to be meandering and unfocused. You have a cool premise with zombified superheroes taking over the world and a team of survivors needs to work together in order to stop it. But it felt so safe and uncoordinated. And I know that I probably should have expected safe from the studio that has been putting out the same movie for almost 20 years, but gosh, I was so disappointed by how tame this felt. Some of the kills were kinda neat, I guess, but it really underutilizes the zombie aspect of the show. It doesn't have the main cast of heavy hitters that you would expect, and a lot of the superpowered zombie stuff just didn't work for me. Visually speaking, I'm not a big fan of the art style of Marvel animated shows. It looks and feels like an unfinished Arcane to me, and all the male characters suffer from same face syndrome. If it wasn't for the costumes, I genuinely wouldn't be able to tell the characters apart. Tonally, this show feels very confused as well. It has some very visceral kills and baby's first horror type jump scares. But it also features quips that undermine the serious moments, so I never really knew how to feel throughout watching this.
Did that? Well, we were gonna have to drive over that range.
Yeah, there should definitely be more mountain there.
Yeah. I'll alert the park service.
Lots of cows.
That might do it.
Are you kidding me? It might do it? Yeah, when's the last time you had a hamburger? Okay, that's what I thought.
Bro, why the fuck would he say that?
I say this every time I watch an MCU thing, but I truly despise the humor style of Marvel. I've grown so tired of a, well, that just happened type of humor whenever something insane happens. Like, I get it. This isn't something that you see every day. It's not something that we see every day. Can we just fucking move on? And I'm not even saying that Marvel Zombies is something you need to play 100% straight and take super seriously, but MCU stuff has strayed way too far in one direction. Nothing is taken seriously. The characters are constantly quipping or making jokes or making light of the situation that they're in. You'd think that there wasn't an apocalypse at all given the writing style of this show. The performances are all fine. It's kind of neat that they got some of the real life cast members to play their animated counterparts. It really sells the feeling of this is an Elseworlds story with our beloved characters, so good job there. The show also does have some bright spots. Moonblade is something that I didn't know that I needed, but now I know I need, and he is super badass. He has some pretty standout moments throughout the show, although I really disliked what they did with him in the end, and I wish he would have gotten more screen time. Marvel finally remembered my boy Shang-Chi, and the opening to his episode was great. It made me wish we saw more of the chaotic Day Zero start to the apocalypse. I like Kamala Khan as Miss Marvel generally, but she didn't have much to do in the show besides emphasizing the importance of the show's MacGuffin. The biggest thing that gets me about this show, though, is the writing. I don't know how they could have possibly overcomplicated Marvel Zombies to make it such a convoluted mess, but they fucking nailed it. The first two episodes are pretty straightforward. You have a group of survivors trying to navigate the ruined world and they seek refuge. It follows two different groups that eventually meet, and some of our heroes are picked off. This was fine. I was curious to see where they were going with all of this, and then in episodes 3 and 4, it completely goes off the rails and starts adding this cosmic shit that didn't really fit. The ending was super convoluted and unnecessary, and I also felt like the characters in this were stupid as fuck. Thor continues his descent into being a joke, and his scenes genuinely baffled me with how idiotic they were. So many unneeded sacrifices for the sake of cheap drama. I'm not even kidding. There was like 3 deaths in this that were so easily prevented, it drove me nuts. I'm like, bro, you just didn't want to fucking live anymore. Like, that's just what it was. You weren't making a noble sacrifice. You were just killing yourself. The last thing I want to touch on before I end this video is the ending. It felt incredibly anticlimactic. Having this whole cosmic battle between the forces of good and evil with this whole twist on Scarlet Witch and the Hulk is a kind of a neat idea on paper, but it was super unexplored, and the whole idea behind the Cosmic Hulk was kind of just thrown at us at the last second to kind of set things up. This show really took its time with some aspects, but rushed a lot of the other things. I felt like it needed about 2 more episodes to kind of fully explore all of its ideas. But again, bringing it to the end, I don't know why this ended on a cliffhanger. I thought that Marvel was pretty transparent that this was going to be a 1-season kind of thing, and we have 0 confirmation that a season 2 is even coming. So leaving this on a cliffhanger was a really boneheaded move, because all we get is an unsatisfying ending with no possible hope at a resolution in the future. This could have been a spooky, short and sweet Halloween miniseries, but they just overcomplicated things. A lot of the tense moments have the wind knocked out of them because they're trivialized and downplayed. The idea of superpowered zombies is pretty scary if you think about it. Imagine like a zombified Hulk coming at you. What the fuck are you supposed to do in that instance? And I guess I'm glad this exists. It's nice to see Marvel do something different for once, but it just really didn't work for me. The first 2 episodes are pretty solid, but it really falls apart in the second half. Don't know if there's even going to be a season 2, so honestly, I wouldn't even recommend watching this because you're just going to get an unsatisfying ending with no possible hope of getting any of your questions answered. So if you're looking for a spooky superhero thing to watch this October, just put on Werewolf by Night, the black and white version. Don't be a bitch. Goodbye.